Welcome to day 628 of our Web3 journey. I'm Ed Krasenstein with my twin brother Brian, and we have a special guest with us today,
Pete Davidson?
Murkury.
Oh,
Yeet. It's Yeet Davidson. Skeet.
Pete Davidson. Okay.
We out here.
How's it going? It's been a while. I think you're on our show probably, last year, I guess, right?
Damn, time flies. Time flies. Yeah, I'm doing well. How are y'all?
Still making music, I see. I see you posting a lot of
Yeah,
interesting content on DeSo. I'm sure you're super busy outside of DeSo as well, though, right?
a little bit. Yeah. Shows are definitely picking up for next year. Got some festival offers coming in. So yeah, excited to see where things go for the next year for me and the homies for sure.
Yeah, so you minted your music audio NFT on NFTZ. We want to get to that after we cover some of the news, but we're really excited about that. I think that like what we're doing at NFTZ and what you're doing, I think there's a lot of crossover, and we've been taking a lot of advice from you because we feel that you're really involved in Web3, but you're also obviously a musician and DJ. But we'll get to the news really quick and then get to talking about that. How's that sound?
Awesome.
Yeah, so yesterday I had the opportunity on Twitter to take part in a Twitter space, Mario Nawfal's Twitter space with Elon Musk, and Elon Musk joined in. He took some questions. I got to ask him a question, and it was about possibly decentralizing the Twitter database. I didn't bring DeSo up yet. I didn't think it would have been relevant, but I did ask him about possibly decentralizing the database and what the solutions could be to the censorship debate if he did do that. And I'll just play the clip right here.
Otherwise, we'll go to Brian. Brian, go ahead.
Yeah, hey Elon. I was just wondering, is there a possibility that in the future you could decentralize the database of Twitter, or at least open it up so others could build upon it? Like, I feel that it could maybe be a solution to the whole censorship debate. If like Twitter was to ban or block somebody on their front end, another front end like brianstwitter.com could then tie into the database and bring that content up at my own risk.
Maybe. I don't know. There are various like other ways to view Twitter besides the Twitter client. So, but I'm like open to a lot of different ideas to evolve Twitter over time. The short term actions have obviously been just like, let's just get the company to a financially healthy position, especially given that like we're headed into a recession and advertising will be disproportionately affected. Especially advertising where you can't make a clear ROI argument. And like weirdly, this is going to blow your mind. Twitter for the longest time was really had the advertising engine was maximizing irrelevance. That will actually resonate with you if you have noticed that for most long-time Twitter users have never bought a product ever on Twitter. And you have to say, like, well, doesn't that seem a little strange? Because why wouldn't you have accidentally bought a product on Twitter? It's because the advertising is maximizing irrelevance. So why would it maximize relevance? Because a lot of the ads traditionally at Twitter were sold on a cost per impression basis. And if you do that, you actually don't want people to dwell on or click into an ad because.
But yeah, I just want to thank Mario. I know Alex Valetas was there. It was a great talk. Elon only stayed for about 30 minutes or so, but he gave some good information. And of course, there's critics to some of the things he's doing, but I think that ultimately he's trying to figure things out at Twitter, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting you listened to it. He had a lot of good answers, I thought. I think there's still questions about how he's gonna, control bias. I'd like to say everybody has bias. That Elon Musk is gonna have some biases, whether it be political bias or just biases in general. It's just human nature. And if you're running Twitter, you're going to be accused of being biased unless you can figure out a way to make everything transparent so that everybody can see for a fact that you're not actually using those biases to control social media.
Right.
So Mossify made a very big post yesterday about version 1 of the new DeSo wallet. So that has launched. You can check it out if you go to signup.deso.com/wallet. Version 1 is mostly read-only, and Mossified said right now it's just read-only, but version 2, which is going to be coming soon, will feel more like a full-featured wallet. That's going to include cash outs, sending, receiving, and burning coins, NFTs, etc. He said that it helps to solve a huge funnel leak problem with DeSo, where people buy via DeSo, but they don't know where or how to view what they're buying. You buy the DeSo, but how the heck can you figure out how much you have if you want to check on it? How do you view that wallet? So now you're going to have that opportunity. Right now, it's on the sign up subdomain. So it's sign up, like I said, it's signup.deso.com/wallet. But they do hope to move it off the subdomain and onto the root domain, just deso.com. It's not guaranteed, but that's something they hope to do. What's really unique to this wallet are the social elements, the elements that are directly integrated into the experience, something you don't really see on other crypto wallets. I don't know if there is another crypto wallet that has social elements that are entirely on the blockchain. Obviously not, right?
Right.
So that's something that's really interesting, really unique. He also said that in building the wallet experience, he realized that it really is painful to not have a better API. And the developer community on DeSo has been complaining about this for some time, saying we really need a better API. And it's good to see that Mossify is acknowledging this, and they hope to come out with something that's better. He said there's not a timeline set, but it's being worked on and it's a priority. And finally, he said he hopes for a mobile app version of the wallet to be launched with push notifications. I think that would be amazing. Again, no confirmation, no timeline set, but that's something he hopes to get done.
Yeah, I'm excited. I think these are all big things that are coming to DeSo in the future. I'm really happy to see the wallet coming. And I think a lot of developers are going to be happy that he's talking a little bit about the API and the mobile capabilities coming as well.
Have you had a chance, Murkury, to check out the new wallet?
I have not yet. No, but I'm excited to. A lot of people who have come into the space recently, that's like one of the first things that they've asked me. Like one of my homies, Dropkick, a producer, just joined last week because he's seen me talk about it, and he also saw the music NFT that I minted and wants to start doing that. But he was asking about that specific thing. So and also I was in a Twitter space the other day with just a bunch of new users. Everyone who was in the Twitter space was in there for the past like 2 weeks, maybe, was the oldest DeSo user. And they were also discussing, what the wallet options are. Yeah. So this is perfect timing.
Yeah, exactly. I think it's going to get a lot of use. So Stargazer, he made a post about a new app, noteme.icu/uncover. And it allows you to see what posts have been hidden on the DeSo blockchain. So as many of you know, if you make a post on DeSo, you can't actually delete it, but you can hide it so it doesn't show up on different apps. But this app that he created lets you see those posts. And then if you want, you can actually unhide them directly from the app. So if you haven't checked that out, check it out. It can be very useful because I've hidden posts before that I want to bring back. And it's just a very clunky experience to try and figure out how to do that. So this helps a lot.
What if you hide something that you never want coming back? I guess you're kind of screwed then, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's a blockchain for you.
Yeah. So before we get to the NFTs, these auctions and all of that, let's talk to Murkury. Murkury, you've released an album on NFTZ on the DeSo blockchain called Paradigm Shift. It's amazing. And you're selling it for 2 DeSo, I believe, so about $15 or so, maybe $16. And tell us about the process. Tell us about why you decided to do this and what you plan to do in the future.
Absolutely. Yeah, it was really fun to test out the new minting process with that one, because that one has, obviously has the BitClout logo in it. Sometime last year when NFTs first got implemented on the blockchain, and I started working on that song specifically, I was like, this is going to be the thing that I, dedicate to this blockchain. And I love taking pictures, converting them into a wavetable, and using that to create all the synthesis for a song. So it cuts like a picture into lots of different like layers, like sheets of paper, imagine, right? And each one of those sheets has a different sort of line work to it, or like a wave to it. So then you can scroll over like each segment of that picture and sort of oscillate between the top and the bottom of the picture. And it goes, between like the soft top part might be more similar to a sine wave. If there's like a rough edge in there, it'll be like a square wave or something like that. So it was really interesting to do that with the BitClout logo. And then, it took me an entire month to make that song. And then publishing it originally as a one of one, where the best way I could do it at the time was to make a video for it. All the visuals were done by my friend Lavere, who's also been active on DeSo and does a lot of my art. But the formula that I used, right? So there's no like standardized model for music NFTs, right? Like it's kind of, people
Still
see
a
the
wild,
value.
wild west, I'd say. Like
Very much so. Very much so. And it's like a sort of, going by just what the musician feels as their goal for it. And I feel like one of ones, like having them be so special and be super specific to, let's say, like the unlockable content that gives it the value beyond the music. There's so much potential there to sort of embed a one of one and make it incredibly valuable. I tried doing that early on with adding 10% of all streaming royalties, that, a voucher that would give the NFT owner the ability to redeem 10%. I would split 10% of the royalties from Spotify, SoundCloud, everywhere where it's streaming. Meanwhile, the actual file, like you can't download off of iTunes, you can't get off Amazon Music, can't get off Bandcamp, you can't get the master file anywhere. So I know that a lot of people have kind of gone towards like, only streaming. Not a lot of people see a ton of value in owning the music, like the physical music anymore. But I think that there is a lot of value when you make it into an exclusive. Like, for example, on like sound.xyz and some other music NFT platforms, you'll find that the standard is more so there's like 100 editions of one track. That means that song can only be bought 100 times, okay? And so only 100 people can actually own the song. What rights that is given to them additionally is up to the creator, obviously. But that formula of having a limited amount of copies that will ever be sold, you can't get that on iTunes, Bandcamp, any of the other stores don't really have that capacity. You can do that on, let's say, Patreon type of thing, but having a limited release, right, to where in the same way that you press 300 vinyl copies or something like that, like 100 vinyls, you could do a repress, but if it's a limited edition and you're sticking to 100, those 100 are, extremely valuable, as opposed to just having an unlimited repress.
Right.
Or press them at your leisure. So I think that people, hopefully, when they approach music NFTs, they might look at it differently than like PFPs and even like high value one of one, like fine art, because there's different like utility. It has a different emotional connection with the owner. Like musicians, people go buy tickets to go see when the musician comes into town. Where the musician goes, the fan follows. So I guess my like ultimate vision with like what would I love to see with the NFT space, and then I'll circle back real quick to how paradigm shift is now. But I would love to see an ecosystem where it could even just be like 100, a couple hundred, like 1,000 musicians that are all experimenting with different types of music NFT formulas and edition sizes and different utilities, exclusive sample packs. There's a voucher for a live show, all different kinds of merchandise included in there, a voucher for that. Just lessons and stuff.
Yeah, there's so much that you can do. Like,
It's
and
yeah,
that's why I feel like music NFTs are going to be part of wave 2 of the NFT space. Like I think we're
Well,
going to see
and
PFPs
I
kind of
like
die
what
out.
you're
I agree.
I like what you're saying is there you're like kind of they're like the idea is to bring back the old with new technology. So it went from physical to digital, but now you can have physical via digital.
Exactly. The exclusivity of physical with the like basically free distribution of digital. It's the perfect pairing. And what I would love to see is like an ecosystem of musicians that have like multiple nodes that offer feeds where you can go to the music page and it's just a feed of music. You can just hit play, you can shuffle them, discovery, you can build playlists, you can save music, you can have, like we talked about before we start recording, but I'll bring up again, like the idea of having exclusive playlists where you have to hold the NFT to put it in your playlist, right? Or something like people who offer playlisting opportunities to musicians to help them get discovered so that collectors can build, some type, like all of these things are happening in Web 2 already. You go look online for someone to promote your music on SoundCloud, and there's a billion, services that will offer that. But, and placement opportunities, licensing, all that kind of stuff, definitely possible here. I would also love to see if you're able to like tip a set amount of diamonds multiple times on the same song. It's like you can only tip 40 cents once on a song. What if you listen
Yeah.
to it and then you don't want to give, $4,
Yeah.
but you want to give 40 cents again because you listen to it again, you like it more. I think that obviously on all posts, it should be possible to give the same amount of diamonds multiple times if you agree to it, right? But specifically on music, because there's that replay value, right? And there's that the bond strengthens over time. Maybe people want to give more, maybe people just want to give a cent every time they play it. But I think that would really help. And then like the music specific feed or just nodes making it more accessible. And then also streaming metrics would be one of the last things that I will say right now during this discussion, is like allowing artists to see how many times the NFT has been played, giving them some statistics about how many times it's been this and that and the other. I feel like you could probably do that fairly easily if you're retaining that data. I imagine. I don't know how it works on the tech
Yeah,
side.
like here's another idea. So you could sell the NFT. If you buy the NFT, you can listen to it obviously as much as you want. But if
Yes.
you don't buy it, you have to diamond 3 diamonds every time you listen to it. Something like that could work as well.
See, this is
So many ideas.
that's right there. Yeah, I think that the emotional attachment with music is extremely strong. Like people might not form that with, let's say, like my style or electronic music or something, but I feel like at some point, this is why we want like as much diversity as possible with musicians. Is at some point a collector will come on that they don't like, the deep, dubstep stuff. They don't necessarily like the acoustic stuff, but oh, like this metal song just got minted there. Oh, this, it goes hard, so I'm gonna pick this up. Or, somebody's doing like a kid song or a classical piece. Or I mean, the thing that is glaring in the face for y'all is like an audio podcast. You guys could literally take the audio version of this, of what you're doing right now, and mint every single one as like a podcast audio version.
Yeah, like the Murkury one before Murkury became this famous.
Well, he is famous.
musician,
He's
DJ.
just not platinum yet.
Oh my God.
Before he went platinum.
Yeah. No, whatever the opposite of that is. I'm an underground, but y'all keep going. Keep going.
It's funny. Yeah, so tell us about Paradigm Shift. It's $2, two DeSo, not $2, two DeSo, which is like $15. And it's the first example of audio NFTs on NFTZ and on the DeSo blockchain in this manner.
Yeah, no, I'm super honored to have helped y'all, especially with the unlockable content feature. Like if anybody doesn't know, you can upload the song that'll be streamable to anybody, but then you can have the option of, adding an unlockable file or a text, format unlockable where you can add an external link or something like that. But for this one, I chose to include the 16-bit WAV file, or WAV file, as you guys
WAV, it's WAV.
WAV.
I say wave.
It's a wave. But I'm gonna start saying WAV now. So that's in there, and the master has never been available. It's been streaming for the past year on Spotify and SoundCloud and stuff like that. It's racked up some pretty good numbers. People have been asking me, where can I buy this song? Where can I buy this song? Previously, obviously, the one of one was available, but the format and the maturity of the platform, it didn't feel like it was the right time for that. And I felt like giving away more editions. Like I'm not Wu-Tang Clan. Like I can't do like just a one of one of like this song and then have it be like, okay, whoever gets it, like good for you, but everyone else kind of, I like sort of what sound.xyz and some of the other music, first or minting music specific NFT platforms. The higher editions, lower cost, like you'll see like an edition of 100 going for like 0.1 ETH or 0.01 ETH each, depending on the popularity of that artist, the sort of the unlockable content. But I think, obviously when people see that here and they're so used to like PFP and the one of one, like visual art style, it's going to take a bit for maybe people to see how music they see, oh, this still is exclusive even though there's 30 editions, and 2D is very cheap. I will have some in the future that might be cheaper than that, might be more editions, but for the first one, it was a lot to make. It took forever to make that song. But yeah, the process was super easy on NFTZ, and high fidelity music to where the exclusive master is what I've been looking for ever since I started, ever since I found this space, and I hope that it would happen. And this is a huge step, so congratulations to y'all.
Well, thank
congratulations to you, and I really appreciate you working as a consultant for NFTZ basically, because without you, we wouldn't have been able to make this happen, and we're very appreciative.
Yeah, absolutely. You're like a Web3 music genius, and we have your opinion all the time at our disposal. So yeah, no, thank you so much for the help you've given us over the last few weeks, I guess a couple months maybe, just giving us some advice and what works best. And we're going to continue to talk to you because I think you have some great ideas.
Absolutely. I appreciate you all so much. I do have a few other things that I want to say while I have y'all here.
Sure.
One other thing in the music industry that very much interests me is tokenizing real world events, right? Tokenizing music events. obviously we've seen that happen already on DeSo with the DeSo meetups and stuff. And some people have attempted like to tour, right, with selling tickets and stuff like that through DeSo as an option. But there's one entity that's on DeSo right now that I'm involved with, that has already booked me for their festival in Austin, Texas in 2023, that I just wanted to give a shout out to and to make y'all aware of, is Quasar Fest. They are tokenizing festival experiences. They're having like a layer of experience that they're tokenizing. They're doing an audio visual NFT that has some pretty wild unlockables in it, that's coming soon. I provided some audio for one of those for them. It looks super cool. But it's like a real world festival that's happening in April of 2023, and they're on DeSo, Quasar Fest. Definitely check them out. And then also the other thing is PBMC and Rhubarb are helping me host a release party for the Retrograde EP, which is my first vinyl record that is like a limited run of 300 copies. And it was fully funded through NFT sales that I made here on DeSo. I sold the majority of my Unicat collection, and that helped fund my entire vinyl campaign. So I've already started to sell the records. It has art by Levere, and they actually are going to be landing at my house on Monday. So I'm really excited about that. Almost 100 of them have already been sold. So yeah, it's like really cool to be able to say that, right? Like in the future, whenever somebody asks me about the vinyl project, I'll be able to, it'll be tied to DeSo. And I'm really excited for the release party. We're gonna do like a live stream for the community and whatnot. So in January, the beginning of January, that will happen. But yeah, that's pretty much what I got going on, other than working on new music to hopefully be minted here exclusively and stuff like that. But yeah, we'll see where it goes.
You're a busy guy, and keep up the good work. And now I'll just mention a few of the NFTZ.me live timed auctions that are ending in the next 24 hours. Andrew Van Duvenbode is auctioning off Olala's Pine Rhino. It's a 3D Pine Rhino, and all proceeds are going to be transferred to Saving the Survivors. The minimum bid's 3 DeSo, and it ends around noon Eastern time today. Also, Whale Shark ETH has another one of his MWC NFTs ending today. Actually, it's tomorrow morning at 3 a.m. Eastern time. It gets you 10 minutes talking to Whale Shark ETH. You need 3 of them though in order to actually schedule meetings for 30 minutes. And Brian, do you want to touch on some of the top NFT bidders?
Yeah, so the top NFT bidders over the last day, according to NFTZ, on the DeSo blockchain are as follows: 122333, followed by Toto, Baron Rouge, Diego Robot, Boxer XXX, Renubi17, Murkury, Crypto Idiot, Clay Oglesby, and Hopes Investment. And then the top diamond creators over the last 24 hours, thanks to our friends at Alton Base. These people receive the most diamonds or tips on their posts and replies on the DeSo blockchain in the last day. Sean Slater was leading the pack, followed by Striga, Spunk Art, Skin Lover, The Devil, Mr. Triplet, Stargazer, Vampire Campfire, NFTZ, and Pro Crusties.
Congratulations. And that's all the news we have for today. Check out this list of DeSo events taking place today. I believe that William Laurent and Michelle Lord's big Twitter Spaces are taking place at 2 p.m. Eastern time today. And check out these other events. And thanks again, Murkury, for coming on the show. You're welcome back anytime.
Of course. I love y'all. Have a good rest of your week. And yeah, I'll see you on the chain.